Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Well, this video is going to be a bit different than the usual videos I make. Well, first of all, it's in English. That's to serve the guys who got here from Printables. And furthermore, because it's going to be a bit different in style. What we're going to do today is to show you how to print and assemble this little contraption, which allows you to finally let your benchy sail the waves. So let's do it. So let me first tell you that I designed this little thing as part of the flash contest regarding benchies that Printables is hosting these days. And I designed it so this is very simple to print and needs no support. The assembly needs nothing but your hands and a little spot that needs some kind of glue, either two-sided tape or some CA glue. So the printing is very straightforward. I used a 0.2 layer height on a 0.4 nozzle with PLA just for the nice colors and ease of print. And actually the only part you have to think about is this one, which you're gonna print a few times. It has two rounded sides, as you can see, and one of the sides is going to be the waves. It's just for visual effect, while the other side is going to be a part of the rack and pinion mechanism. And this side should be smooth. This is why I think you should print it lying down on the print bed with this little step towards the top of the printer. This way this is going to be smooth and you won't get any problems. You also have a file containing all of the parts already on a build plate, so you don't have to even think about it. The benchy itself is actually not included in the files, and you can use any benchy you find in Printables as long as it has its lower layer the same as a normal benchy. The benchy is going to be glued eventually to a part I designed, and the interface has to be the same. So just any benchy would do, go get one. One word of caution. This part, well, it has very thin walls. They are later going to be supported, so they're not going to break easily. But when you peel it off the build plate, use some kind of tool to lift the base from your build plate. And don't be pulling on this side. If you pull on this one, you're gonna break these walls. Don't ask me how I know. So after printing, let's go assemble this thing. You're going to want to assemble this as follows. First of all, take the main axle and put the cap on it. Now you're going to get 10 of those discs placed on the axle, with the middle one being just a spacer. This spacer is not by mistake, it's a feature of design. The main purpose is that the boat itself is not lifting from the rack and pinion mechanism, but the waves themselves lift the boat. This way you will get the boat floating on the waves themselves and not just rising to the air from mysterious magical power. After putting all the discs on the axle, just place the final knob and the handle. Notice that each disc here is rotated one face of the axle. The axle is actually a polygon, and every time you place one of those discs, you place it rotated one face from the previous one. Depending on your printer's tolerances, well, I needed no glue at all, and this is just perfect like that. But if your tolerances are a little looser, you can put a dab of glue inside the cap and inside this, so this axle don't fall apart. The discs themselves, there's no need in gluing them to place because the housing is going to hold them in place anyways. Oh, and since I didn't say so before, the discs have this little protrusion. Make sure all of them are aligned in the same direction. Now we're going to take the housing and put this thing inside. The protrusions I just talked about have to face this inner divot you have in the house so that it can rotate easily. Just place it in and you can spin it around. Now all you gotta do is take the cap, the base cap, and place it in its place. It has a little, I don't know how to call it, a little feature that is holding it in place after you snap it in. Actually, we're mostly done. We're going to take these and place them in. You just have to place them with the step facing the same direction. It doesn't matter which one. And the middle one is going to be the different one, the one that is used for the boat. So the last one who is going to get in place is the one used to hold the boat itself. And this one is basically the same stick with an axle on the top and this little boat plate. To connect them, you need a 4mm stud. You can print one, and I will include in the files one, but I just used a barbecue skewer. I kind of like these. You just put it in place, and you're ready to go. Now all you have to do is stick the boat, the benchy, over this benchy plate, and that's it. I would use CA glue, but you can use a double-sided tape as well. We're done. And I think rack and pinion is a very cool mechanism. I think I'm going to include also a housing which has an opening so you can watch the rack and pinion as they work. Plus, I printed it in such nice colors that it would be a waste not to. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider watching another of the videos or giving it a like. It's free for you and I kinda like it. Have a good one. Bye bye.